In a League of Their Own podcast is brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Are you sick of snagging your nuts or cutting yourself with a generic Bic razor or generic clipper? Well, now you don't have to worry. Smooth My Balls offers a 5-star below the belt care for men, starting with the Turf Chopper 3.0, the next level razor that provides a very smooth and clean finish with no cuts on your sack. And coming in for the closer, you got the Pube Muncher 1.0, a compact mini vac that cleans up the job with no hair left behind. Head over to smoothmyballs.com today and use code LEAGUE at checkout for 15% off your top of the line men's grooming kit. Again, that's LEAGUE, LEAGUE, for 15% off. Smooth My Balls, shave like a pro.
Rep Sports. Rep Sports is a leading supplement and nutrition company that provides everything from pre-workout and protein to recovery supplements. If you're looking for a healthy pick-me-up, Rep also offers Raise Energy, a zero sugar drink that helps with workout and recovery, mental focus as well. Head over to repsports.com today and use code LEAGUE for 15% off your order. That's LEAGUE for 15% off.
Golf kicks. Tired of wearing the same old boring golf shoes? Not the most comfortable? Now you don't have to worry. Customize all types of shoes, from Crocs to flip-flops, sneakers to boat shoes, and wear them in style while you rip it up on the course. Head over to golfkicks.com and use code OWN20 at checkout to get a 20% discount on your order. That's OWN20. Screw your shoes.
Streamer Loot. Want to rep the best up-and-coming sports podcast? Of course you do. Head over to streamerloot.co today and check out our first line of merch. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, and stickers. Again, that is streamerloot.co to check out our merch. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today we have another very special guest for you. He's from Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, currently residing in Los Angeles, California. He's known for his appearances on Comedy Central and the Improv in Hollywood. He attended the Professional Golfers Career College and is also known for his podcast called Country Club Adjacent. Introducing Jake Adams.
There goes that man's jock strap.
Oh my God, did you see that? America's team? Yeah, right.
Oh, baby, it's a big day in sports. There's nothing like battling it out with your teammates all season long to go win a championship. Green Bay's got it this year. Huge move for them. I think it's going to be a game changer.
We have a lot to talk about this busy week in the sports world. Welcome to the In a League of Their Own podcast.
All right, Jake Adams, thanks again, man, for coming on. How's it going?
Good, man. Any type of podcast I can do literally from my bed, I would definitely say yes to.
Awesome. Well, kind of getting things started, I guess just kind of starting really from day one. What was it like growing up in Martha's Vineyard, and just kind of your early childhood there?
Yeah, I mean, up top, I will say congrats on all your preparation skills. I've never done a podcast before where I've been pre-sent questions. So it's either you're a very organized person or need to find out better hobby. So you don't have to time. But
it's probably a little bit of both.
Dude, the Martha's Vineyard was great though, man. It was great. I mean, I was there until like fourth grade, and then I moved to Cape Cod and ended up just going to public school there on the Cape. Really highlight of my educational career, like top of the class until third grade. And then I started playing hockey, and then it was all downhill.
Oh, no way. You started playing hockey. How long did you play hockey?
Dude, I mean, I played my whole life. I still play. I've been a goalie, and I got kicked out of my league, my street hockey league here in Los Angeles. Because, you just got too much time back there to just think of, stuff to say to the opposing team. So I would just chirp so heavy, and every team just, wanted to I've dropped the gloves a couple times just because people have, charged me and stuff. So the league was finally like, dude, I mean, you've gotten in fights. It's definitely on you at this point. So I had to take a year off, but back in it now, probation is done, and I'm excited to lace them up again this year.
That's awesome. Us on the podcast, Collin, he grew up like doing track and football and stuff, and I'm the hockey player of the podcast. I grew up playing hockey and did all that too, so it's nice to know we have a fellow hockey player coming on here. And you seem like one of those goalies that's definitely got the beak to chirp hard and definitely standing up there and
Oh yeah.
chucking those.
I mean, dude, if I would ever take my helmet off, it was all over for me. You know, there's no coming back from all like the like whatever kind of references they would make involving a bird. But yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It's like such a great way to just get out some energy. Especially in Los Angeles where everybody's like so uptight and just trying to like network or whatever. There's no networking on the ice, baby. You know, you're just trying to score some goals and from my position just not let them in. So yeah, I love playing, man. It's like the most fun.
That's awesome. So is it like a pickup league that you play outside, or is it like a full
Yeah,
on?
just like a adult league, whatever, beer league type of deal. But it gets super competitive. There's refs, full gear. So yeah, dude, it's definitely a highlight of the week for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So kind of, I guess, circling back to your childhood here, you're started hockey when you were young, being on the East Coast, and now living in LA. What was it like, that transition going East Coast to West Coast? And I guess at what age did you actually move out to LA?
Dude, so I moved to California right out of high school. I went to a pretty dumb golf college. It was called the Professional Golfers Career College. Truly don't suggest it. None of the credits transfer. It means nothing. It's kind of like a fake college. I saw it on an infomercial in high school. It's real, and I was like, oh, I definitely need to do this with my life. But I mean, like I can basically work at any golf course because if you put on the resume you went to the Professional Golfers Career College, people who work there are like, I guess so, man. Sure, you can caddy here if you want. Like, it sounds fake, but you put in effort to write it down. So go for it.
Sounds like a little bit of like a South Harmon Institute of Technology scenario over there. Is that what it was like?
I mean, dude, that place sounds like an Ivy League school compared to PGCC.
What was it like? Did you go to class? Did you have driving range times every day? You get to go play around?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was tight. I mean, again, not a real college, but you go to school from 8 to 12 in the morning. You have to wear golf clothes to school, and then you get to pick out one out of every like 14 courses that you can play. That's included in your tuition, which tuition just really goes to this guy Doc Somerville's pocket. Yeah, it was great. I mean, play a lot of golf. Just 99% dudes at this college. So, parties were not that fun, and it was in a weird town. So like you couldn't really go out anywhere. But yeah, I mean, if you want to just spend 2 years of your life just playing golf and giving some dude named Doc your money, definitely is the college for you.
Awesome. So at what age did you actually get into golf? When did you get like your first set? And obviously at the point of high school, it sounds like you had your mind made up to go to this fake ass golf college. So at what point did golf kind of stick with you?
So I started when I was 10 years old and was one of those kids who just got dropped off in the morning at 7 a.m., would be at the golf course. It was the best deal ever. It was like $200 for 2 courses. And that's for the year. So it was basically nothing to join the 2 public courses. And me and my posse of other 10-year-olds just ran shop, just like would just post up there all day, eat at the snack bar, and just like bug every one of the employees. The head pro like hated us, but yeah, I mean, we got good very quickly, so they couldn't say anything because we were just like beat all these old dudes. And then making some birdies really talks. That's why Patrick Reed somehow still has fans, because this man just wins. Personally not into it, but yeah, I mean, even that guy, if that guy can get away with still having a successful career, then I found a way to just fit in at this golf course.
Absolutely. So do you have any aspirations, or have you tried to like go pro golfing? Has that ever been a dream of yours? Or are you just more of like the casual golf with your friends type of guy?
I mean, man, it's like such a different level, you know, like there was times in high school where I'm like, okay, I can grind this out. But you know, I'm nowhere close right now. I'm like a 2 handicap, but even then it's just like light years away. Like I shot in the 80s today. So you know, you can't do that and play professionally. So yeah, man, it's just, you know, I've played in like, you know, competitively and in tournaments, but I have so much respect for the guys that do it professionally, because it's truly such a different level.
Yeah, so kind of sticking with golf, and just the sports genre in general. Did you do any other sports in high school, or was golf just kind of your go-to thing?
Yep, golf, baseball, and hockey were the 3 sports. So in baseball as a catcher, and then goalie in hockey. So yeah, just like objects just flying at me very quickly was really what I was into.
So would people
Yeah.
say, would you fit the prototypical goalie? Like you're the oddball on the team? Like would everybody on the team be like, oh, this guy's the goofball?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, probably, you know, like I didn't quite fit in with like the stereotypical jock. I was always like a bit more of a weirdo, but
So
you
the
know, they're just
goalie.
like, yeah, exactly, yeah. But it was always making jokes. So like the cool kids would hang out with me, type of deal. Through some parties at the house, just to get, you know, like some dude named Sean to like give me daps in the hallway. But yeah, man, it was super fun in high school. But looking back, I wish that I like did way more theater stuff and got into that more, because you know that would have been way more beneficial now. But instead, I just like skipped school to go format text in my buddy's basement. Yeah.
So then growing back, let's talking about the whole theater and art type of stuff. Growing up with your mom being a comedian and then your dad being a film director, what was that like growing up with your parents already in that industry and then now you finding yourself doing comedy?
I mean, again, congrats on all your preparation for this podcast. But yeah, no, it was cool, man. I mean, they were like super supportive. My mom did stand up when she was living in New York for like 7 years, and so it was weird. Like I never wanted to get into it at all, because it was what like my parents did, you know, and like I wanted to do the opposite. And I remember when I was like 8 or 9 years old, going to this like kind of gross bar in a basement of some place in New York, and watching my mom do stand up. And at that age, like you don't really know what's real and what's fake, right? And like you don't have the idea of like your parents just making up something. But I remember my mom did this joke about how she gave birth twice, doggy style. And then there was like an act out of her. There was like a piano involved. And then so I remember going to school like the next day, and I'm like, yo, guys, like I figured out how I was born. It was doggy style. Uh, Oh yeah, I don't know. You know, you make a lot of mistakes as a kid, but yeah, that like you know, my mom did stand up for a while, and then stopped to like raise her kids, which you know I don't know what she was trying to avoid, because I ended up doing this anyway. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like obviously being in comedy now, you're at the Hollywood Improv. How do you get into something like that? Did you eventually start out at like dive bars and open mics and all that kind of stuff, or did you just hit the right connection and boom, you're at the Improv?
I mean, no, dude, I've done so many bad open mics. Like from age 20 to 26, basically every single night of my life, I was doing like 2 to 4 open mics a night. You know, just seeing like no return and just grinding it out, just learning the craft of like being funny and doing stand up. And then, I mean, yeah, like in any industry, it takes knowing one person. So this guy Jamie Flam used to be the artistic director at the Improv, and I helped him run a bowling league. Just because I knew that it'd help me like get in with this guy, and it was a fun thing to do. And then from there, I just asked him if I could do a show there, and he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And like it's a lot of work to put on a comedy show, but it was successful, so I ended up doing it monthly for the next like 4 years. Yeah, I mean, it was great experience. Now that it just opened back up like last week, I think I'll plan another show here for the near future. But yeah, I mean, Hollywood Improv is a great home to be able to like grow as a stand up, because like some of the biggest names in the world as far as comedy goes have dropped in on my show just because it's the Improv, and they'll be like just around and wanting to do a show that night. So it's been dope, man. I mean, like Adam Sandler's done my show twice. Jerry Seinfeld has dropped in on it. Like Nick Kroll, like John Mulaney, like a lot of like the bigger people, and nothing to do with me at all. They just like happened to be at that place, So they came in and done it, which has been awesome.
Yeah, that's really neat. And like as far as you said, the one connection is all you need to really get your foot in the door to really blast it open with your comedy. Are you just doing the Hollywood Improv in California, or do you like travel the country? Do you do more like comedy clubs in Los Angeles? Because I believe that there's a few, aren't there?
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, that's just once a month where I'm doing the Improv. Any other shows that they'll have me on there, I'll do. But yeah, I mean, I'm just now getting to the point. It's crazy after like 9 years of stand up, but that I can headline some comedy clubs. So hopefully this year I'll be able to book a bunch of dates. I'd love to come to Comedy on State in Madison. But yeah, I'm really excited for the next couple of years where I kind of get to break into doing weekends at comedy clubs and everything. And honestly, all these like growing my following through golf, I never thought that would be the ticket, but it has given me a platform to be able to fill some comedy clubs.
For sure. And you said potentially being in Madison. So if you do find yourself in Madison, we'll definitely have to come down and see you. I know I've never been to the comedy club in Madison. I've only ever been to Riverside and Paps in Milwaukee. See like Dalia. We're actually going to see Rogan next year as well too. So I've always been huge into comedy, even at a young age. Just watching like as 10-year-old getting yelled at by my parents, watching like Ron White, just with how like vulgar and just out of hand he is and stuff like that. I fell in love with comedy at a young age, and I've definitely been following your kind of story over the last really 5 years as well too. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, Ron White was like, and all the blue collar comedy guys. I remember when I was like, 11 years old, I would write like "you might be a redneck if" jokes, just as like an intro into what like comedy really was. But yeah, those guys are so funny.
So then you say, speaking about your like comedy career, are you finally made it to that point, like you said, where you're finally having opportunities to headline or do weekend shows, that type of thing? Has this been your like main goal? Is like this what all of the hard work and all the grinding through 20 to 26 doing multiple shows a night, is this kind of the first step to like I've made it type of deal?
I mean, I like yeah, I mean, it's about the journey, like in just experiencing like and enjoying those things that you get to do. But I mean, yeah, my goals are like obviously to be able to travel the country and do stand up, and I mean, eventually want to work towards theaters, and get to that level. But that comes through, like having your own TV show and like a bunch of like grinding out a bunch of different like appearances like that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the next step for sure, like working with somebody like the Golf Channel to kind of get my own TV show that's based in both golf and comedy. And then through that, just be able to build that out and build out the people that are into the nonsense that I'm putting out there, and that will see me want to come out and see me do stand up as well.
It's awesome. Kind of sticking with, you said you kind of want to bridge that gap between golf and comedy. And Just following your trend that you recently just got back to LA with, traveling around the whole country, 30 or 50 states in 30 days, hitting a golf ball in every state. Tell us about that journey. How did the inspiration come up to do that? And like, I guess what was kind of the early preparation to what made you decide to do that?
Yes. So last year during quarantine, I did another 30-day challenge where it was like in April on Cape Cod. So it's freezing cold. And I just hit a golf ball into my lake that's right near my house every day for 30 days and then jumped in the water with all my clothes on. It was really dumb and so cold, but it was just like a fun thing to do. And it like consistently just put out some content every day. So in the back of my head, I was always thinking like, how can I level this up? And I was really about to just go back to the Cape for a month and do the same exact thing. So I thought it would just be just as dumb to like, just why is this kid like continuing to do this every year? It's not that fun of a thing. I like the absurdity of stuff like that. But so then one day I was just driving to Colorado because my sister lives there, and I just pulled over on the side of the road and just hit a golf ball because it just looks so beautiful, like the backdrop. And then that's where it kind of all came together, where I was just like, man, as soon as I hit that shot, I was like, I I would love to do this in every state in America. And then I was like thinking of the timeline, how long it would take, and I'm like, well, I already do this 30-day challenge, so let's just see if we can send it. Just like poor life choice. Like it was just so much driving, but every location, every state was so worth it that it kind of gave me that push to keep going.
So along the journey, what were some of your more favorite places to stop and tee one up? And what were some of the least favorite places that you have visited?
Dude, so I have a couple favorites. I mean, they're all like so surprising. Like Virginia was like so much more beautiful than I thought it was. And I had no idea. But honestly, Madison, Wisconsin was great because I'm just, the name of the theater is escaping me. But shoot, what is it? It's in Madison. But yeah, this guy reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, if you want to come through Madison, we can put your name on the marquee." And I was like, "Oh man, that sounds so cool! I can like hit a shot from on top of the marquee." So that was awesome. But one of my favorites is probably Idaho because my buddy who lives out there does like the color commentation for the minor league hockey team there. So we got the whole entire rink to ourselves, and I just got to fire golf balls at him on skates while he dressed up as a goalie. So that was super fun. We played around a lot and just like went up to the bleachers and like the balcony and just hit some golf balls into the ice, like some rubber golf balls, right? But yeah, it was so fun just to mess around. And obviously Hawaii was amazing, to cap off the trip. Played some amazing courses there. But as far as some lowlights, I mean, Scranton, Pennsylvania was just like, it was fine. I was like, I thought maybe there'd be like a monument for The Office, but it was like inside a mall that didn't open until 11 a.m. So I ended up just doing it like just somewhere outside in Scranton. Mississippi, there wasn't a lot going on there. I mean, didn't quite vibe with Mississippi for sure. Got in trouble actually with like some local Mississippi people because I kind of made fun of it a little bit on the news. But yeah, I mean, but for the most part, every state was just like, the parts that I went to were so beautiful. Because I picked out like, some really amazing landmarks and beautiful views in each state. So, and even like in Wisconsin, I hit a ball from the other side of the lake, like looking into the city of Madison, and that was so cool as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you did the whole thing in 30 days. Was it just you by yourself and a video camera?
Yeah, myself and an iPhone and a Subaru was my only companions. But yeah. I mean, I for this one, I didn't have that big of a budget. Like I had one sponsor for the entire trip. I still had to come out of pocket a little bit, but I didn't want to bring somebody with me and then them have to give up like a month of work and me not to really able to pay them that much. So yeah, I just decided that for the first one, just to be able to just get through it myself and see what's possible throughout this like idea. But yeah, the next time I do something like this, we'll step it up a little bit and have more of a crew on board.
For sure. And you had mentioned kind of maybe doing something with the golf channel. I guess is that kind of is this kind of your step one, like your pilot to kind of stepping into something like that? Or I guess what are kind of your aspirations for kind of making a show out of it?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, so yeah, it's like now I can have this as to show people like, hey, I did all this by myself. Like, it had over like 15 million views between TikTok and Instagram on all the videos, and that's like just me and an iPhone and a Subaru. So the next one I want to do is every country in Europe in 30 days. But I want like each country to be more of like a mini documentary, right? So you kind of like show some beautiful parts, and it's not just like one take where I'm like, hey, day 14 of hitting a golf ball, and you go and hit it. It can show like if you're in France, like show some of the like local bakeries and some of the like the beautiful landmarks, and then you find a place to hit a golf ball. So, but yeah, I mean, the Golf Channel's already kind of talked to me a bit about being involved with this one. So yeah, it'd be amazing to make happen, especially on that level.
For sure.
Yeah, that'd be kind of like a day in the life of you, basically touring around Europe, essentially.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, but like we want to do it in a way that just like highlights each country, but also get like a cool charity involved for each one. Like it'd be so amazing to find like somebody local in each country that like their kid like loves golf, and they brought them up playing the game, but they just like can't afford college or something like that, and like start like a GoFundMe for each country to try to help out some people like that. So yeah, I mean, it would be great to have somebody on board who can reach out to people like that.
For sure. And then speaking of like charities and stuff like that, are you currently involved in any charities?
I mean, dude, so that's the thing that like kind of bugged me about this trip is that like it was just to like raise awareness for my own career, and I wasn't like really giving back at all. So that's why like moving forward, now that I've kind of built this platform, I want to do things more kind of like altruistically in that way, and find a good cause behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, like watching your series with that, and even other like TikTok and just in general content creators that are diving into the industry of golf. It's fun to watch a lot of these people take a different spin on it, because golf for really a long time has had that stigma of you got to put thousands of dollars into it. You got to stand up straight. You got to be like prim and proper. So it's nice to see kind of people say, okay, yes, if you want to go to that spectrum, you can. But then people like yourself and other content creators are like, this can be fun. You can have, again, a blast with it, or in your case, bring comedy into it. So it's just awesome to see people kind of shining a light on golf and saying, hey, it's not this scary industry. You can dive into it at any age, at any budget, and have a blast with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this past couple years have been great for golf through the pandemic. Like so many people have picked up the game because it was like their only option. But I mean, they are not used to like the traditional values. So I mean, that's getting pushed further and further from what the game is. So if I can play any part in that, that'd be awesome. Do you guys play it all?
Oh yeah, been 5 times in the last week.
Oh hell yeah, nice, man. Love it.
Yeah, I love the game. Ever since I put the hockey equipment down, golf has been my new passion.
Yeah, it's the best, man. I mean, it's like good exercise sometimes, and just enjoy nature and be out with your buddies. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing better really. Played today. It was awesome.
So sticking with golf, who is your favorite golfer? And then follow-up question to that, if it
I'm sure you golfed on a lot better courses than obviously we have being in Wisconsin. If there's a course you've been on, what's your favorite course? If not, what's your dream course to golf on?
Man, working backwards. So in the past like 2 years, I've been really fortunate to play some cool places. Bay Hill was really awesome, where they have the Arnold Palmer.
I've been there to
Invitational.
watch that event. Actually, that course is
Oh yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. That course is awesome. So if you go to my Instagram account, there's a match that I filmed from that course with this like guy named Coach Rusty. He's like a trick shot guy. But yeah, that's if you scroll down, it's in there somewhere. And I just played Bandon Dunes like 2 weeks ago. That place is pretty great. But in Hawaii, I played this place called Royal Hawaiian Golf Course, and it's literally like you're in Jurassic Park. Like every shot is like into the mountains, and there's vines hanging down. It was one of the coolest places. And then when I was a little kid, I went to St. Andrews, but it was like the same week I got my report card, and it was like D's and C's. Yeah, my dad was like, "There's no chance I'm paying for you to play the old course." So I ended up playing like a $50 course that was like one of the other St. Andrews courses. But yeah, so I've been to St. Andrews, but I haven't played the old course. Yeah.
And then favorite golfer.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I mean, I like guys that are just not traditional to the game. You know, like somebody like Victor Hovland who like listens to like metal music to like warm up. I mean, I'm not like a metal guy, but like I just like that it messes with traditional values. One guy that we've had on our podcast is this dude Matt Every, who has not made a cut in like 15 starts, and he's known for just like throwing clubs. That guy's great to watch. He's won twice on tour, but just like I think he's going through a divorce right now. Times are
Tough
tough.
time.
And just cannot put it together for 2 rounds of golf. So he's had a lot of weekends off, but I still like watching him anytime that he's they show any coverage of him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can just imagine one of my friends is like that too. He'll golf straight and then he hits one bad shot and just sends his club million feet up in the air, just slams his putter right into the ground and sticks it in. And it's just like golf needs this guy. Golf needs a Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that they should allow pro golfers to carry 15 clubs so you can just break one of them throughout the day. Like they fine golfers every single time that you toss a club or break one. So that's why they don't do it as much. But I'm sure there'd be so many guys out there. I mean, it's more entertaining to watch, right? Like it's silly that you can't break a club. Like they're not hurting anybody. They're not throwing it at the audience, at the gallery. But yeah, I think it would be great to have an aspect of the game that like people get to show their emotions. Like there's other sports where you literally get to beat each other up. But in golf, you can't break your own equipment. Like baseball players are breaking their bats all the time. And yeah, I just feel like it would be a great aspect of the game to, it's already getting so rowdy. So why not? Let's step it up.
Yeah, that's one thing. Have you been to PGA events before as a spectator?
Yeah, been quite a bit. I used to do this thing where I would just like interview people in the gallery at some of these events. So I've been to a couple for that. And yeah, I mean that's been my focus every time I go is to bring a microphone and just ask. But it's also like, I'm kind of messing with the 1% because like it's like all like the rich like snooty people that go and watch a tournament and like get in the VIP place or whatever. And that's who I'm kind of trying to target because you have a lot more leeway to make fun of people or get away with a bit more edgy content or edgy comedic, like some jokes or whatever when, you're kind of punching up. So yeah, it's a lot of fun and, just to kind of push some boundaries in the game of golf, it is kind of always kind of been my focus. Yeah.
So you living in LA right now, I've only ever personally been there once and it was just on a road trip. You're there for like a day. LA, one of the, I guess the best cities to live in for like sports wise. Talking about golf, you had a little bit of a hockey background. You have a couple different teams to choose from. What's your team, your go-to team? Is it the LA Kings since you are in LA, or are you a Sharks fan?
I mean, dude, I'm like I said, from the East Coast, so I can't really give up any of my Boston roots.
I was about to say, I bet you were a
yeah.
Bruins fan.
Yeah, huge Bruins fan, Red Sox,
Patriots.
Yeah, it was a tough childhood, just constantly winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But no, out here, dude, honestly, the hockey scene out here is kind of trash. Like everybody's bandwagon for the Kings. Like nobody's actually a Kings fan. People are now, I mean, everybody's always been a Lakers fan, but especially now with LeBron, those games are insane. Like tickets are so expensive. But it's still just like a popularity thing where you go and you like put it on Instagram that you like saw LeBron or whatever. So it's just like why tickets are so expensive. I haven't gone to any Rams games out here. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the Kings are the most. I think hockey is like the most fun sport to go and see live because it's just like it's so fast paced and there's contact and occasional fights. But yeah, I mean, going to the Kings game and the Lakers game are pretty amazing whenever you get a chance to go.
Actually, yeah, I've actually got to go to a Kings game when I was out in Los Angeles, and it was amazing being in the Staples Center. Like from what they show on TV, it makes it seem like it's so huge, like such a huge building. But when you're actually in there, it's pretty small. I mean, and everywhere that you're sitting, you can see, you have a perfect view of what's going on. So I feel like it's a beautifully built arena for all sports.
Yeah, there's really not a bad seat in there. Like, even if it's crazy, like it's like still close, it's like $100 to sit like the furthest place away. But even then, way up top in the Raptors, you still have a pretty good view. So yeah, I mean, definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any other questions. I don't know, Austin, if you had anything left for Jake before we let him go here.
Oh, we saw your IMDb shows that you were a sound guy for a few different things. Are you still involved in doing stuff like that behind the scenes for productions, or are you kind of
Honestly,
more comedy now?
It could be a different Jake Adams. I
Oh,
think there's like one that was like on Napoleon Dynamite, and then so people think that maybe I was on that. But
oh
I
no.
don't know. So I don't know. I've never really worked in sound before.
Oh, that's so weird.
I've done some stuff like like I've been in like a movie before, but yeah. I don't think I've never worked in sound.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious that IMDb fucked that up that bad, because it says from Martha's Vineyard, grew up in Martha's Vineyard, all that type of stuff, lives in LA.
And it said I was working sound for something.
Here, let me pull it up.
Yeah, because we definitely saw that, because we saw Jake Adams. It's like, oh shit, he was in Napoleon Dynamite for what? And we're like, oh no, that's a different guy. And then because I think there's like 3 or 4 different Jake Adams with an IMDb, so we had to kind of fish through them and find the right one.
Yeah. No, I do have one, but I don't think I've done any sound department stuff.
Yeah, stand-up comedian and actor, born in Boston, grew up in Martha's Vineyard, Cape Cod, graduated professional golfer's career college, living in Los Angeles, and then how you do a stand-up show monthly at the Hollywood Improv. And then it says you're known for this being a sound guy on an LA Minute in 2018 and a cameraman for the Council in 2020.
LA Minute, I was in that movie. I don't know why it says I was a sound guy. But like, yeah, I mean, I was in it for such a short time that it probably it's all the same, but yeah. I would like to say one more thing though, just to close it out. Like, so like through this trip, like it was amazing, like, like 30 days of my life, but I definitely messed up. I want to just push this message out there, but like, so I hit a ball in like Yellowstone, and I thought because all the balls are biodegradable, that was enough, but I didn't realize like the magnitude of like hitting one and like messing with the ecosystem, because it's like anything that's foreign object, like you can't leave in Yellowstone. So yeah, if I can just like encourage anybody who's listening, do not do what I did. Do not hit any balls in our national parks. It's there's definitely some repercussions, but I just want to like push that message out there. Just like definitely 100% do not do that. But yeah, so next time I do a trip, like I'm going to take all the right precautions in that form, and like only hit balls where I can like retrieve them, or like in bodies of water that are not a national park, because I like these golf balls here are dope. They're this company just sent me these, but they're called Albus golf balls. So like you hit them and like they look a little bit different, but literally in 48 hours these things turn into fish food. So I'll definitely do that in the future for like any because I was using biodegradable golf balls, but they were like, these are even better because they're like immediately turn into fish food. So like bodies of water, it's perfect for. It's like what they're made for. But yeah, just wanted to just send that message out there. In any platform possible.
Well, glad you share that message, and we'll definitely put that out there for you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And then anytime you're in Wisconsin or anything, and you bring your clubs, dude, it'd be awesome to get together, shoot around somewhere, and that'd be pretty.
Dude,
neat.
100%. Yeah, I'll be back in Madison hopefully this year. I'd love to do comedy on state, so I'll see if I can make that happen. And yeah, that'd be great. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming on, man. It's great to kind of learn your story a little bit more, and best of luck with your comedy career, your kind of future endeavors with golf and the golf channel, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was great to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Collin, for having me on.
For sure.
Yeah, take care, guys.
You too.
You too, man.
All right. See ya.